Is it worth paying to have your senior living community listed on the top of the Google page? Thanks for being here, everyone. Welcome to Fresh Insights from Fresh Faces, the show for sales and marketing leaders at senior living communities. And we're picking up from our topic last week, all around the anatomy of Google's search engine results page. And Phil did a great job, our occupancy marketing expert, right? Link Media 360's occupancy marketing expert did a great job of breaking down the anatomy of the search engine results page. And today we're going to talk about that top section, pay-per-click advertising, and is it worth even being there? So Phil, looks like you're recording from an interesting location today. Where are you today, Phil?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm actually at a wedding in Minnesota and currently in an Airbnb in Minneapolis.
Airbnb, how's the experience so far? Is it a nice place?
It is. It's a great place. Airbnb is excellent. But this one, it's really cool. It's pretty eclectic. They've got some interesting knickknacks all over, but then their walls have a bunch of tiles and photos. So it's great.
Good. I'm sure they're glad you're there and recording your session live from the Airbnb. But we're so committed to the show that we're willing to record. It's currently Saturday morning, September 2nd, and wanted to make sure we really help share this important information. So let's jump in. Phil, we talked about the anatomy of the search engine results page last week, and we're starting at the top, right? We broke down three sections: pay-per-click advertising, local listings, and then finally the organic.
Right.
So let's start with pay-per-click. Is it even worth, well, not even is it worth it. First, what is pay-per-click advertising? Where did it come from? How did it end up on the top of the Google page? And share that insight with our audience today.
Yeah, sure. So great recap of last week, Jeff. And the important piece there was that paid section is at the very top of the search engine results page. And we know as marketers and search marketers specifically that to be the first listing a user sees, or at least, Jeff, be on the screen without having them scroll down, is a very valuable piece of real estate on Google and other search engines. And so what they allow you to do is they allow you to pay to be there. And so what they've done is they've really monetized that top real estate. And really it's paid advertising is also called pay-per-click, right? So it's exactly how it sounds. So we pay a fee every time somebody clicks on our ad when they see it.
Is that complicated? Like, why did Google do this in the first place? They provide so much value as a search engine, but it seems like they've suppressed a lot of the organic results and are favoring that great real estate right there on the top of the page.
Yeah, absolutely. For my own bias, Jeff, Google is not only a search engine, it's a business. And so, they're able to offer advertising space to companies to really take advantage of that search engine results page, and having that paid section on top is a great way to do it.
Right. And so it's all keyword driven, and that's effectively, it's a bidding strategy.
Yeah, sure, Jeff. So what I wanted to say was, basically there's a tool, Google AdWords. So in this space, Jeff, there's a lot of terms for paid search. So paid advertising, pay-per-click, Google AdWords, they're all kind of used interchangeably in this space. But really, AdWords is the advertising service. And so essentially what you do is you create an ad, and that's the text ad, right, Jeff? So actually, those are called search ads. Mm-hmm. So we're going to create a text ad using keywords that potential families or potential residents are actually searching. So something like independent living in Cleveland, I would bid on that keyword. So it is all based around keywords. It's all based on basically bids for the cost per click.
Okay. And so it's an effective way. So say your community is struggling with organic rankings. Is pay-per-click advertising an effective way to at least, pay to get on top of the results page and the rankings?
Yeah, absolutely, Jeff. That's a great point. When you struggle with organic, or even when you don't, and maybe you're struggling with, say, occupancy, it's a great lead throttle. So it's a great way to pay to get your business visible on Google, even if you can't do it through, say, the local or organic listings.
Okay. And so all that being said, we never want to just throw money and just try to game our way to the top, right? So the
Right.
whole idea here is if you have a keyword strategy and that keyword strategy is consistent across pay-per-click, it's helpful with local listings and also with organic. So let's step back and talk about the strategy for a second. What is the keyword strategy, Phil?
Yeah, so the keyword strategy is really based around your needs operationally. So we want to take a look at what service lines or living options or retirement options do we have that have a lower census or occupancy. So to say, we had a couple of move outs from our IL, and in the short term, we're looking to increase leads and ultimately increase our opportunity to convert one of those leads into a resident. We're going to utilize paid advertising, pay per click, just like we would with any sort of traditional media. There's a lot of communities back in the day, instead of using, before search engines, what they would do is, instead of using Google AdWords, they would create a direct mail piece, or they would turn on a TV ad when they struggled with census. So this is just another one of those kind of immediate lead throttle channels that can help in the short, near, or long term.
I see. And so from the standpoint of how hard is it to spin up a pay-per-click campaign on Google? Is it something that anyone can do it, just jump right in and go for it? Or does it take a little planning, because it's real easy to blow your budget almost. I don't even want to say waste your budget, but you could literally blow your budget if you don't set it up right, correct?
Right. Yeah, Jeff, that's a great point. So I was going to say, anybody can set it up, but it's how effective can you be with it, and how effective is your spend, and how impactful is your campaign. So I think it's like with any advertising channel, whether it be SEO or TV and radio, you really need to know what you're doing, or you're going to spend through a lot of advertising budget and not see the return that you would really expect from a great channel like paid advertising.
Okay, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. So that being said, there are advanced bidding strategies. This can be, there are people that spend all day, every day inside of AdWords optimizing campaigns. I say, what would you recommend? What are the things someone should look for if they are gonna, just to get started? Like, how do you get started running an AdWords campaign?
Yeah, I think, the first thing you really need to look at is matching your organic keywords with your paid keywords, and making sure that we're really targeting relevant keywords. So making sure that that we understand the impact that we're going to drive. So ultimately, the first thing you need to create copy that's conversion optimized. You need to have a budget, right? We need to understand how much we're willing to spend, and then we need to again bid on the correct keywords. And then I would suggest setting up a conversion optimized landing page. Instead of sending that traffic right to your website, Jeff, let's send it to a single landing page that the only thing a user can do is convert. They can either give us a call or fill out the form, and then after they become, pick the phone up, that's when they see the rest of the website.
I see. So if we get nothing else out of this conversation today on a Saturday, the point is landing pages, right? So a lot of communities and individuals experiment with AdWords, but sending it to the homepage, you're wasting your money. I mean, having a landing page that's consistent with the copy, right, and consistent with the experience coming in. And what's the point? Phone call or leave an email, right? That's pretty much it.
Right. Yeah, and that's the thing we want to focus on, right, Jeff? Once we find, what our budget is, and once we find the keywords that are most relevant, we're paying for that traffic. And if we're going to drive it somewhere, we want to drive it somewhere where it has the best opportunity to convert and pick the phone up or send us an email. And your homepage just typically isn't the spot. So
don't get lost.
Right. There's so many things. There's so many shiny objects on a website.
Yeah. Where do I go? Where do I go? So, well, Phil, that's a great place to wrap up today. We will definitely dig into bidding strategies and advanced bidding strategies on future episodes of Fresh Insights from Fresh Faces. But otherwise, Phil, if they have any questions or if someone wants to know kind of the shortcut set of questions they should ask a partner, that if they're looking at spinning up an AdWords or a pay-per-click campaign on Google or Bing or there are a number of different platforms out there. How can I get a hold of you, Phil?
Yeah, absolutely. Feel free to send me an email, psmith@linkmedia360.com.
All right. That's great, Phil. And I invite everyone to visit our show page, linkmedia360.com/FIFF, as in Fresh Insights from Fresh Faces. And that's an index of all of our past episodes and our forthcoming episodes. And if you have a topic you'd like us to cover in a future episode, please let us know. So just leave a comment in the box below. So Phil, it's great talking to you today. I hope you have a great time at the wedding this weekend, and we will catch you next week.
Thanks, Jeff. Talk to you next week.
Cheers.